Good morning, good people. This is Alison from Australia, and it's a bit chilly here today. It's July, it's winter time, and today I wanted to do a live to talk about children learning English, and I just have to fix my screen. Okay, now I can see. So I wanted to talk to you about young children learning English, in particular, young children learning to write. So I teach a lot of young children to read and write. And, oh, by the way, I run a tutoring centre called Applied Scholastics Wattle Grove. And I also have an online video business called Alison Tarrant Education. I meant to say that first. So let's talk about this. It's a big subject. Parents worry all the time about their children being able to read and write. It starts as young as kindy. It moves to pre-primary, the worry. So when the child is in pre-primary, it's at that time when they should really be learning how to write the letters of the alphabet. The biggest problem that I have, I just want to show you just one or two examples of, so you can understand what I'm really talking about. So this child here, this child's 8 years old. I don't know if this will mirror. I'm not sure how the Facebook Live works yet, but this is his letter writing. And I've hidden the names. This is another child's letter writing. So parents come to me and they want their child to be able to write. They want them to write a sentence. They want them to write a paragraph. They want them to be able to write a story. Now, the reading is not such a hard task. That's not really the main problem. So when the child goes to write a sentence, even if they can think of the most wonderful sentence, what then happens is they go to write the sentence, and then I realise that they really just can't write the letters. They're writing them back to front. They're writing them, they're starting them at the wrong place. They're writing them in the wrong spot on the lines. Like, lines usually come in three parts. So you'll have a thing called dotted thirds. I'm sure a lot of the parents here know about dotted thirds. So, you know, you have a head, body and tail letter. And so the letter A is in the middle. That's like the body letter. So the child's got to write that letter where the body, I use a cat. Many different organisations use different things, but I use a cat. The cat has a head, a body and a tail. All the body letters are written between the two lines where the body of the cat is, and so forth. I'm sure that you understand what I'm talking about. So they go to write the sentence, but you can't really read it. The letters are all over the place. So if you're a parent and you do have young children, the first thing that I recommend that you do is have your child learn how to write the letters of the alphabet. When they go to pre-primary, they learn how to sound out all the letters, and you know, some of the kids actually do learn to write the letters in pre-primary. But if you're a parent and your young child is in years 2 or 3, and like this young lad here, he's 8 years old, and he's still writing the letters all over the place. I'm doing a live. So it was just one of my staff members. He's still writing letters all over the place. Like, you can fix this in pre-primary year 1. You don't have to stress about your child not being able to write the letters when he is trying or she is trying to write a sentence, a simple sentence or a paragraph when they're in years 3 and 4. You just don't want that. I can give you some more examples. Once again, like my live video yesterday, I was explaining how I did the times tables program for younger children. And then I realized that older children and adults also needed it. So I'll give you another example of writing that is needed by a child in high school. So a parent brings their child here and he's in year 11. So I ask him to show me all of his essays that, you know, he's doing at school and have been marked by his teacher. Now, when I read his essays, the only problem with that was when I sat down to read them, I could only read half the words. And serious, I'm being truthful. I could read half the words. The other half, I would have to ask the child, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? What does this word mean? And it was because he just didn't write his letters properly. He didn't form his letters properly. They were very difficult to read. His words were very difficult to read. Like, if you can liken it to how a doctor writes his scripts. Have you ever got a script from the doctor and it's all messy? It was a bit like that. So I said to the father, we really need to fix his letter formation. It's going to be a tedious job, but if we don't do it, he can't be his writing can't be understood. So we spent weeks on that. I mean, weeks. I had this child writing letters every night for hours just to get his writing to a point where his writing could be read. And it was after that I thought to myself, I really need to do a video program on this, because the problem I was running into as well is I see a child for 1 hour a week. So they sit in front of me. I say to them, we start the letter from this point. It's a body letter. We're going to put it just between these 2 lines. And, you know, this is how you write this letter. Or you don't start that letter from the bottom. You start it from the top. This is a head and body letter. You don't start it from the body part. So I would teach this for a full hour. They would go home. For a true example, nobody would sit with them. So they do it all wrong again all week, all the homework, and then they come back and it's all wrong again. So then talk to the parent, and then I find out some of the parents don't know how to write the letters. They don't know where to start the letters. They don't know how to help their child where to start the letters, what to do with the letters. So I then developed the program on video, and it's called the Letter Formation Program. And what I'll do, I'll put the link for the program in the comments after I post this video. I find that that's the most effective. It's just a link, you press on it in the comments section. So now what happens is a parent will come here and I'll do the test. I test their reading, test their writing, and then I'll find out, yes, the child can't write his letters properly, or she can't write her letters properly. So instead of sitting here, charging the parent per hour, going over this for weeks and weeks and weeks with the child coming back and forth, trying to get the letters right, what we do now is the parent uses my letter formation program at home. They press a button, they print out the sheet where the child traces. Then they sit the child in front of the video with the tracing sheet or the writing sheet. they press a button, and there's me on the video teaching the child exactly where to start the letter, everything about the letter, where to start it, where you put it in between the body, head, and the head, body, and tail part, just all the things that matter. And they sit there and they practice it over and over and over. Now, this is also wonderful because it's like they're there with a teacher and it's keeping them engaged. So they can actually sit there, write the letters. It's not a program that's all bells and whistles. It's me sitting there actually guiding the child, saying, we're going to write the small letter A, and we're going to write it in the body space here between the two lines. And we're going to start the letter from here. And we start it from here. We go down, around, up, down. Very good. Let's move on to the next part. So on, so on. So I take advantage of this program. Like, teach your children the basics when they're young. Don't leave it until later, until it's too late, until they're embarrassed, until the teachers are complaining to you at school about this and this and this and that. When a young child is learning to read and write, this is one of the first things that they have to know how to do properly. It's one of the first things that they have to know. So I hope this helps. You can comment, you can send me a text. If you do want to visit my website, it's alisontarranteducation.com. And I'll also put the link for the course platform below, so you can have a really good look at the course. There's lots of free videos. Anyway, that's about all. I'm still getting used to doing these live videos. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's okay. I'm quite enjoying it. And have a great day and have a great week wherever you are. I envy you if you're not in a cold, if the weather where you are now is not cold. I envy you because it's cold here, and I don't like the cold. I like the winter. I like the summer. I grew up in Queensland. It was very hot, so I'm not used to this really. So do well this week, and I'll see you on the next live. Bye.